So now another question that we need to ask ourselves is, what is ecosystem? Have you heard this word before, ecosystem? So I'll give you an introduction to ecosystem. Ecosystem consists of everything that is found in biosphere. It is a system, it is a structure of earth which is formed when all the kind of living organisms, they interact with each other, they live in the same environment with each other. So there are physical, chemical exchanges in the environment every day which enables, which help to sustain and grow the life and living organisms on earth. So in simpler words, it is a system formed by interaction of all what? All living organisms with each other. So they interact in physical as well as chemical ways, and this in turn, the environment in which they live, all linked by transfer of energy and material. So for example, if we are living in an ecosystem, there are some people who eat plants, who eat fruits, vegetables, etc. The fruits and vegetables, they emit out oxygen and they take in carbon dioxide. So the carbon dioxide that the plants consume is then again respirated by human beings. The human beings, they eat animals and they use the animals for their meat. And further, the animals, they transfer their energy, they transfer some kind of activity, physical or chemical factors to the environment, again with the plants. All the plants, animals and human beings, they depend on their immediate surroundings for this kind of survival. So there is a very strong relationship between all the organisms that are living on this planet and the surroundings, which is termed as ecosystem. So an ecosystem can be a rainforest where there are different kind of organisms and plants, wildlife, etc., which are essential to maintain that kind of environment. A rainforest, for example, grasslands, all the elements, all the animals, plants that you find on grasslands, they create their own ecosystem. Same is for deserts and same is for lake and ponds, etc. For example, in our ecosystem, we have, of course, man-made environment, which includes machines, cars, buildings, etc. Also natural environments such as animals such as cattle, camels, goats, sheep, etc., that we use for milk products or for their meat. Again, we have plants also which provide us with shade and oxygen to breathe in. We emit out carbon dioxide so these plants can survive. So do you observe that there is a chain going on? Somebody is taking something from the other being. This form of system is known as an ecosystem. Now next thing that we need to talk about is human environment. We already discussed that human environment consists of all the elements that are man-made. They are artificially present on our planet. So environment created by human beings by interacting and modifying it according to their needs is known as human environment. The early humans, they used to live in a very simpler way. However, now the modern humans, they have developed, changed, modified or improved their surroundings in a way so that their life could be made easier. For example, in the early times, they did not have good clothes that they could cover their body. They used to wear leaves or animal skin. But now, as you can see and observe in this image, a man is wearing a suit, our modern day attire. In the early times, the early human beings, they did not have permanent settlements. They used to go from one place to another. They were hunters and gatherers. But now we all have living jobs that earn a livelihood for us. So as you observe that the lifestyle has drastically been changed. We have created things for our needs. So all the things that we have created for our needs, they consist of the elements of human environment. Human beings, they learn new ways to use and change the environment. For example, we started to grow crops. The early man, it started to grow crops because there was a need to grow crops to feed ourselves. They domesticated animals because they wanted to rear them for their products and meat. And this led to a settled life. They started to settle down and these settlements became into towns and cities later on. Wheel was invented because it was not feasible for the man to travel to places just on the foot. So wheels were made, carts were made so that traveling could become easier. So from the carts to carriages to cars, we have developed and grown so far. Production of surplus food, etc. The temporary settlements, the temporary houses became into big multi-storied buildings so that more and more people can be accommodated in villages and towns. No doubt we are able to achieve whatever we want. However, there are some negative points to this also. Humans must learn that their need to change the environment is destroying the environment, and the environment is not developing in a harmonious way at all. What have we learnt in this chapter so far? We learnt what is environment, what are the two kinds of environment, natural environment and human environment. We learnt what are the key elements of natural environment, biotic as well as abiotic. Then we learnt about what are the key elements of human environment and why are they necessary. We also learnt about different domains of the earth, the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. At the end we learnt about biosphere and ecosystem as well. So I hope you understood everything in this chapter.